deep in an underground secret Pacific Island lair, Pop Culture Minefield presents Saturday Morning Funtime. This is the Comic Relief Crusader telling you to get your morning cereal ready, because here we go.
Worst Saturday morning show ever. Good morning, motherfuckers. How are you all doing? It is another Saturday. Keith and I were gone last week doing our live stream attempt at the Extremicon. They, of course, were using the Fort Leonard Wood St. Robert internet, so it was garbage. But I got to tell you, it was fun, Jim. Mike, there were a lot of permanent party and veterans there at the show last week. We had a blast. But that show exhausted us. And I'm going to do something odd today. Keith is almost always on the top here, but I'm going to put him in the middle bottom because this is my fucking life today with my two childhood best friends, two of three. There were supposed to be three today, but Victor moved to Florida. That son of a bitch. So he's on the road to Florida. But he's been on the show before. And Keith.
Mike's having problems with his microphone here.
Oh, that's okay, Mike. How's your... oh, good. He's going to talk to his dogs or children. I don't know who he's talking to. Who the fuck are you talking to, Mike? I don't think Mike can hear me. Michael looks like Al Bundy right now, I swear to God. There you go, Michael.
You heard that.
Yeah, you heard that. I got to tell you, you look more like your dad right now than ever. Can you hear me, Michael?
I hope you're talking to him.
Yeah, I am. Oh, we lost
him.
Oh,
good.
Yeah, he's got Genki. You guys aren't far apart up there because you all actually get to hang out together for Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Pacific Northwest, man.
Pacific
Northwest. It was one of the football games, yeah.
I remember when I lived up there. And damn, if I'd never left, all three of us would be up there together right now. It's weird. But so this is Saturday Morning Fun Time where we talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to actually talk about some subjects today. Today, it's going to be the best TV and films of 2022, Jim. There's there's Baron. Baron, this is one of the three childhood best friends that I grew up with, Jim Woodward.
Nice to meet you, Jimmy. You admit that you are friends with them, huh?
Now you guys, you will tell him.
My stable of friends is not that huge.
I don't know how to feel about that. But I talk about Jim a lot on the show.
Wait, what?
And yeah, I talk about you. I talk about you, Beatty. I've told stories about Vic on here. I talk about Bennett too, because like Bennett didn't want to get up to turn off his TV and he shot it with a 22. And it freaked all of us out, like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, these things happen.
Yeah, Bennett was a little over the edge sometimes. And
yet Bennett married his high school girlfriend and they're still married happily.
Still married.
So
still married. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason why he's not allowed to talk to us is she has him in the basement.
That's not unreasonable on her part.
I don't think it's unreasonable either with the way he was. But we used to all hang out together. It was a lot of fun growing up with you guys. And there he is. That's Brandon. Brandon, how was your morning show?
It was most excellent, thank you. And it was fun to talk some great anime and to talk some isekai trash.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been too long, my friend, too long.
Well, it's been 2 weeks for a Saturday, but you've actually been on. Was it our show? What the fuck? I know I was on with you recently. I can't remember.
I had both you and Keith on for almost 2 hours between the two of you back at the beginning of the month. So yeah, it's time flies, I tell you.
Did you get a word endwise there, Brandon? Or?
Oh yeah, of course I did.
And
hello to everyone here.
We lost Baron Ormond-Todd. God, what the fuck happened? He lost internet. You son of a bitch. So this is what the show is, Jim. It's me shitting on everybody and everybody shitting back on me. And it's fun.
It sounds
Pretty
like
much.
it's fun for everybody but you.
I have a good time. No, I thoroughly enjoy it, Jim. And I tell people all the time, because like when I was younger, I don't know, you described me when we were young.
Oh Lord. There's big patches that are vague in my memory.
I know. I've warned people.
But you were, boy, I hate to say nice things about you when you're right here. That's just not cool. But you were always good-natured and friendly, and had a little bit. You had a low tolerance for what you saw as injustice or unfairness.
That's right.
About the
And
same
so
guy
we-
here?
And Mike Beatty,
Yeah.
Mike
Mike.
Beatty was shocked at what I did once when he went
Once?
off to fight. He went
Once?
off to have a fist fight with Matt Swift.
Social.
And then I saw him the next morning. I said, "Good thing you didn't show up, hon." He's like, "How did you know that?" And I said, "Because I was up on the ridge line watching through my 30-30 with a scope just in case if Matt Swift showed up with a bunch of other tough guys to fuck with Mike."
Total aside, but a sad thing is I own now a 30-30 lever action with a scope.
Oh,
Which is just a crazy. It's like, why are you scoping this thing? The range is not, but yeah, it is.
So
what
you
it
bought
is.
what 30-30 did you get?
This one's a Marlin.
Oh,
I
that's
used to
what
have
I
a
had.
Winchester, but now I've got a Marlin.
I don't
Marlin?
like the Winchester. I prefer the Marlin because of the way the port is when it ejects. The Winchester ejects right on you. And the Marlin shoots out the side. I like that better.
Yeah, I don't want to derail this too much, but I'm used to be right-handed, left eye dominant. Now I'm left-handed, left eye dominant. But what that meant was I shot a pistol here, and I shot rifle left-handed. So there's a lot of rifles I don't like, bolt actions and stuff that's hard to get left. So I ended up with lever actions, basically just because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, what am I going to be shooting at, really?
Well, exactly.
Delicate flower.
Now I'm going to tell you right now, my good friend Zach's, also known as Kyle, just shit on both of us right there.
It happens.
Oh.
Is he the one that gave you the nickname?
Is this the
Backdoor?
guy? Is this the guy that keeps asking for videos?
Yes. He's the guy that asks for videos all the time. But I got to tell you, man, I think the funniest story with you really isn't all that much of a story. I just woke up and I heard snoring. And I opened my closet and you were passed out of my closet. And I'm like, what the fuck is Jim doing sleeping in my closet? Because we drank way too much the previous night.
So, Gerry, you were there when Jim came out of the closet.
Jim never came out of the closet.
Hey, Gerry,
Yeah.
I got Mike on the phone. He says he can't get the audio to work. He's got video. He can see us. Mike, can you hear us?
I can't hear you guys, and apparently you can't hear
He
me.
can't hear us. We can't hear him. Oh man, smoking a pipe. You're killing me here.
Baron.
I had to give that up, and I'm not going to say I miss it every single stinking day or anything, but yeah, you're killing me. What is in it?
I'm using kind of a Latakia English blend.
Nice. That's my weakness too. I hate you.
Oh.
I don't think tobacco or coffee should be
You now
flavored.
made an enemy of one of the most dangerous human beings on the planet.
Oh, please. I'm a delicate flower of the South. But yeah, I can't stand flavored tobacco. I can't stand flavored coffee. So a lot of Kia English blend is my
Wait a minute,
go-to.
What's happening? Why is this happen to you?
What's that?
Why did you lose your taste
Hey, let
for
Gerry
those
know.
things?
I'll keep trying to get this
All right.
straightened out.
Wilco, I'm talking both directions. I apologize. Yeah, Mike says he's going to keep trying to straighten
I
this
heard
thing
him.
out. Okay,
You heard
sweet. Hey, I could just set my phone next to the mic here.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to hear us.
Oh no, the phone goes both directions, Gerry. I don't know if you're familiar with these things, but
Oh,
One of those phones went with nudge,
Okay.
nudge.
there you
Right?
go.
Yeah.
That is how Jim would shit on me.
All right, I'm going to get off and try this again.
okay, sounds good, Mike. Thanks for calling. Bye.
See ya.
So, Jim,
Yeah,
how
yes.
miserable did you make Gary's life, and how much more miserable do you wish you had made it?
I don't think I made Gary's life that miserable. maybe a couple of times, but
No,
I didn't introduce you to your ex, did I?
no.
Okay, so that wasn't my fault either.
No,
so
no, that was
sweet.
no. You led to the teddy bear incident where
Uh,
she walked in
The
the house.
what?
You, Danny, and somebody else were in the house. It might have been Carrie. I don't know. And Carrie follows me on Twitter still.
yeah, vice versa. I follow him too.
I miss him. I'd love to get him on the show sometime. And the funny part was, I told two stories about all this shit. But one day we were sitting in the living room and Lori came home from work and she just did this noise and just turned around and walked away from us. And I followed her upstairs. I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? And she called you and all my friends pseudo intellectuals. I'm sick of your
which is not unfair. I mean, that's she's not inaccurate.
With Danny, it was because he was an actual scientist.
Oh,
well,
that's fair.
Chemical engineer. And
we were like well-read ninth graders.
Yeah, we were well-read ninth graders with Danny. But
the penthouse litter gauge doesn't count.
Right.
Okay, well-read eighth graders then.
And I didn't know what to do when she did that, when she called you guys that. And I got really angry. I'm like, they're always nice to you. Now, agreed, you called her Buffalo Butt.
That was later.
That was later.
I was not fully responsible. I was left unsupervised.
Yes, you were left unsupervised. But that was the day I didn't know what to do, and I would not go to violence, but I grabbed one of Benjamin's big stuffed teddy bears. I said, "Hey, Lori," as I was about to leave the room, she turned and I just waylaid her in the face with it and walked out of the room. And I'm like, God damn, she was brutal. She was a brutal person. I think she still is.
I'm friends with her on Facebook. I actually had coffee with her a couple of years ago. I was in town and was calling people to see who was around, and she and I ended up meeting down at.
That wasn't dead yet.
No.
Oh, jeez.
No, but ended up meeting down at Barnes & Noble having coffee.
How was it?
It wasn't bad.
How
I mean,
was
to make
it
a double
hanging out with
espresso
Mike
macchiato.
Lorber?
You that part. I thought you asked about the coffee.
No, I was hanging out with my ex.
Focus. It was good. It was good to see her. It's always good to see people that I haven't seen for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, and it's nice because with years, sometimes you forget how much you disliked each other. And
no, I think she remembered.
Oh, did she? Yeah,
it didn't take long before she realized who I still was.
Yeah. See, you were one of the pseudo intellectual friends of mine that she was taking a shot at.
Now, I have to sit back and say one thing here, Jim. I love the Billy Connolly look you got. If you had a Scottish accent, it'd be great.
Appreciate that. I almost wore a kilt today.
Oh.
So yeah, I've been getting in touch with my McGregor roots, and my son, who's African American, wants nothing to do with it. He's very upset that I'm like, well, don't you want to put on a kilt and go to the Highland Festival with me? He's like, nope, not doing it, not happening, nope.
Oh. Highland festivals are the bomb.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I took my other son, who is not African American. So my son Joey was with his girlfriend that day, so he bailed. But I took Isaac and my grandson Jonathan to the Highland Festival. Jonathan was loving it, bought a kilt, whole bit. And Isaac was not amused.
I waited to see if you're going to do
bison butt. I like it.
It's not me.
Oh my God! Stop touching it. Whoever's touching it, stop touching it. Keith,
I'm not touching anything.
It's me.
I knew it was you motherfucker.
Yeah, we're still having issues, guys.
Did you ever toss a kegger?
Can you hear us yet? I swear to God, the older he gets, the more like Al Bundy he looks.
Yeah. Oh, geez, pig.
Damn it, pig.
You got to save those for when he can hear us. It's not as much fun when he can't hear us.
That's true.
There's nothing funnier than when somebody that's bald puts the headset on the head and he gets stuck.
But I mean, I used to hang when I was doing my history.
Oh, we lost him again. What I find funny is,
a little leggy.
of all of us, he was the most tech savvy, and he's having the hardest tech time on this than anybody.
I have a master's degree in computer science, and there's Gerry. Oh no, Mike's the most tech savvy.
Oh, well,
I'm not even saying you're wrong, but
I'm just saying that when we were younger, he was the guy that like played on computers all the time. He's the one who got me playing on computers.
That's fair. I didn't really build a computer until I saw Doom, and I said, I must play this. This must happen now. I built a little, I think it was a 286.
Wow.
My degree is computer security, so I might have a passing familiarity with it.
Our
I'm gonna behave so you don't.
Oh, Magitech Mags, you should join us today. You really should.
Yeah.
She is such a fun person. She really is just a joy. And in the end, we found out she's not just an avatar. She actually is a cutie patootie. Does everybody agree that she looks like? I just forgot her name from The Good Place.
Kristen Bell.
I've never seen her, so I can't agree or disagree on that.
Do you want to join us today, Magitech? You're always welcome. Magitech, of course, for the $2 super chat. Good morning, all you fine gentlemen. She is only talking about Jim and Keith. The rest of us are fucking shitholes.
Yeah, I'm a gentleman by act of Congress only.
That's right.
I mean,
by the way, Jim,
she was.
Check out Brutal Doom. It's a modern day mod. It adds so much crazy shit to Doom. It's awesome. Like they add
I'll be back.
Finishers.
He's gonna go play.
We lost him. We lost him, everybody.
For your thank you video, you get this wonderful item. Yes, I'm going to play this one.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had a racist working here. I apologize.
There we go.
I forgot about that.
Sadly, like if I play a video too long, Jim, like too much of a video over 10 seconds, the studios or whoever owns the rights to something will fucking shut you down, call claims against your video, even though you only had a few seconds of it and your entire video is 2 hours long. They claim the entire show. So we got to watch.
Which is the stupidest thing in the world, because you're promoting, you're giving them free advertisement.
Oh, thanks.
The advertising is already done when they take your video down. So
right.
They've already made the money twice, I guess.
Yeah, they're just assholes.
When they copyright claim, they get all the ad revenue and everything. So, like, the best you can do is go, "Oh no, it was legit," and YouTube will go, "Oh, okay, you were right." But most people don't tend to fire win those. So it's basically a free money button. Put your copyright claims up super high, and you'll get a shit ton of money. And then if they happen to fight it back, it takes them like a month half the time. So you win either way. From a money-making perspective, of course.
Right.
Douchebags.
So I want to thank Brandon, who's on the show with us right now, for becoming a new member. Look at you, man. Which one did you get?
There he goes.
Which one did I do? Which one could I have?
Did you get the giggity? Or did you get the giggity?
I got the boom.
The boom. Look at you, badass. All right. Mr. Tickle, I want to say hi to everybody. I've not said good morning to anybody. Did you make the list yet? Yes, you did. Thank you, Martin. Bill Barkley is here from Scotland. Let's see. Das Wolfen is in the chat, not the show. Dr. Dragon, the single best Saturday morning cartoon villain name ever. Alpha Jeebus is, of course, I just forgot Monkey Jeebus. Change your name back, man. I prefer Monkey Jeebus, man. Mike Mexican Iron Man is not here, so you can't fuck with him. Or is it?
Mikey.
Because that's why he changes his name to Alf, because he knows that Mexican Iron Man, Mikey, doesn't like Alf.
Well,
but Alf Jeebus, thank you. Come again. The Batman, or for Batman. No, it's Shinatsky. Fuck you, Shinatsky. Stay out of the chat, motherfucker. I end up reading like messages, Jim. I'm serious. The names are supposed to be in there, but people talk, and then I'll end up reading the private messages live on the air and realize that's not a name. Of course, Kitty Bear, Stephen Paul. I'm assuming is that fucking Fat Steven?
Nope.
No.
Oh, well, that's a new name I've never seen before.
He's going by Fat Gamer now, I think.
Yeah, he changed his name too often. I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. But anyway,
No.
Welcome to the show, Kitty Bear, Stephen Paul. Zax, also known as Kyle, is here. He's the one who asked if you and I got together when we were younger, Jim. Magic Mags is here. The wonderful and lovely. The Peter Vinkman fan site. She is here. Good to see you this morning. I saw your post on Twitter this morning, fan site. Parrot Head is here. Parrot is one of those guys that just sends you, he's former military, and he sends the most inappropriate memes to our private chats. Like they're really fucked up.
And he's Pat, the best one to do an acquired meme from.
Now, Pat S. is here. Pat is one of our producers for the show. It's good to see you, Pat. I hope you're doing well today, buddy. We were supposed to talk this week, but I've been out of it, and it's been crazy. I really want to find out how he's doing. Peter Parker's weakness is life hates him. What the fuck, Shinatsky? Again, I'm reading messages. CobraCon 007. Anima Confucia is the love of my life, Jim. She's the one I've been waiting for all my life. And you would like her. She's from Vienna, which, Jim, you're well-versed in Austria. And
the real one.
And you will like what, the real one. You will like what I said to her one day. I said, Vienna, the Paris of Bavaria. she still liked me after I said it.
Yeah, well, I assume she hit you.
No, she's far away, so she couldn't do it at the time.
That would be worth a trip to hit you.
It would be worth the trip. I think I've got quite a few hits built up with her. Baked Bean is here. King's Port Cal, our good friend from Tennessee, is here. The Comic Relief. Why aren't you on the show, Comic Relief Crusader? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. It's been a while since I talked to him.
Yeah, because I keep an eye and your numbers aren't going up, buddy. We need to do something to get more on his house. He got evicted in a way that I consider illegal, but for some reason they found an angle to it that allowed it. And him and his family had to go move their stuff to their kid's place, and I think they're staying with their kid, or I'm not sure where they're at right now. I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks. So if you want to jump on, man, it would be good to hear. He's the one who did our intro for the show. Comic Relief. What? What are you going to do? What are you going to say over me? Come on, Baron.
Oh, I was going to say he's our Ted Knight.
Oh, that's it. That's right. Ted Baxter, Ted Knight. We also have the gentleman known as Black Az. I don't know what he's black as, but he's black as. Brutal Doom is not a fucking name. Shinatsky, stop fucking talking in the chat. It's from Martin.
Yeah, I've got a bookmark now, though. Brutal Doom.
You son of a bitch. Joe's Atmosphere is here, too. Joe is a good friend. He's a comic book artist like myself. Legends of... Is that a name, Martin, before I read it?
Yes, that's a name.
Okay, Legends of the Brave Bard. I'm about fucking tired of you fuckers today. Of course, the guy who almost single-handedly supports this show, Mr. Tickle Trunk, is here. It made me every time I say his name, it used to make me giggle because it sounds like it's like playing with his Peter. Tickle Trunk. It's not what it means, apparently.
That's not what it means?
No, I don't know what it means, but anyway, he's one of our friends from Canada. And Gern Blanson, who is that? Who the fuck? Baron, why did you post that? You guys are fucking with my private chat, motherfuckers. Anyway,
there's no.
Does this mean anything you post in there, Gerry will read?
Yeah,
because that's just asking for abuse.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's happened because I'll start reading it and I'll go, wait a minute, that's not a name. Oh, wait.
Gert Blanston comes from an old Steve Martin bit where he goes out.
You guys fucking add him. Somebody add him. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna say this time, and this time only. I will not add anybody. Never again. So any video for Brandon? I think not.
Okay. So he is our Archon from Star Trek. That is Martin. Martin is our con. He even has a con avatar he uses every once in a while when we talk Star Trek. But Michael, can you hear us yet?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Whoa. Hey.
I want to point out 2 things. One, you look more like your dad every fucking day. I swear to God.
I gotta go see it, and I'm headed down to see him in like an hour or so. I don't know if you can see behind me. Yeah, I don't know if you can see around behind me. We're sorry I was late. We adopted 2 baby Douglas squirrels last night that we saved from Cat.
I saw you post about that.
Yeah, you can see my backyard kind of.
Yeah. The thing that made me laugh was you said they'll be out in a week or so. And I'm like, no, they'll be there forever. There's a permanent resident now. They're not leaving. They're going to get fed. If
I have anything to do with it, but if the small blonde little girl, Catherine, has anything to do with it, then they're permanent residents.
Yeah, you might as well build a house, man.
Yeah, kind of like
build
Gerry.
a house.
Kind of like Gerry.
Well, now that he's on, he can hear us. Can you say, "Oh, geez, big"?
There's the squirrels.
Yep, there's the squirrels.
Oh, cute.
Cute.
No, now you're on. We want you to say, "Ah, geez, pig."
No wonder your internet doesn't work. You got
Now, Jim,
it's a tough crowd, man. You should run now while you're still okay. Oh, can't hear you. Nope, it's all nope. Not working.
What?
Bye.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Now I'm going to tell the story that all 3 of us served in the military, but not at the same time or together. Jim actually invited me to go with him, and I pussied out last minute. I'm like, no, I'm not ready.
And I was already in.
It took a little more brutal dealing with my ex-wife to make me want to leave, and also falling in love with someone I didn't need to fall in love with, and because she was.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah,
it's like 10 or 12 different country songs.
So, before I get into asking you some questions, Mike, I need to mention that Magitech, of course. You've already moved on to Mr. Tickletron. Yes, Gerry. They call me Gerry because of my sister Luann, whom you've met, Jim, the strawberry blonde sister. She doesn't call me Gerry. She calls me Gerry since we were kids, because she's got that borderline New York accent, because she says things like, "Now don't forget to call me, give me a phone call, Gerry." Whatever, Luann, fuck you. But Mr. Tickle Trunk, wait a minute, why'd you take it off him? Put it back on him. So for your thank you video, you're going to get one of my favorites, and I think some of my friends' favorites, because I went to see this movie with Jim Woodward. Right here.
You're reading a magazine, you come across a full-page nude photo of a girl.
Is this testing whether I'm a replicant or a lesbian, Mr. Deckard?
There you go.
Wow.
I can name that film in 2 notes.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not just a fan of the film, I founded the fan club. I don't run it anymore, but I'm the one that started Blade Zone. Yes, I saw this one. Magitech says, "I would come on, Gerry." Ooh, gross. Anyway.
That's not
that's
right,
Gerry.
Previously.
But doing it, it's like... it's like...
Gerry, we're going to have to go back to Miss Cordell's class and work on which syllable you place the emphasis on.
My favorite moment with Miss Cordell is when some kid was fucking mouthing and just wouldn't shut up, and she was like just sitting there, just staring at him, wanted to finish what she was saying. He was talking to somebody else, and she just reached over and grabbed one of the chalkboard erasers.
That was me.
And she threw it, and this beautiful yellow cloud of dust formed around her head. And it was just like all over. It's fucking beautiful. Just beautiful. It's like, excuse me, I was talking. Yeah. I loved her so much. She was one of the best teachers I think I ever had. An amazing teacher.
Just behind the deck below.
Mrs. A pissed me off, though. I'm still friends with her to this day. But she took one of my photos from me because I was showing it to kids during class, and she never gave it back. It was a photo I took in Paris. It was the only copy I had. And so I always, whenever I see her, I've fucked with her like so many times. Like she showed up with her band, the Uppity Blues Ladies. They were going to play at the Blind Pig there at U of I.
It was Sapphire, the Uppity Blues. Yeah.
And they showed up at the Blind Pig there in Champaign-Urbana, and I was working for the newspaper as a journalist. So I said, I want to cover the live band. And so I showed up there, and I just started fucking with her, asking her bizarro questions from when she was a teacher. And she's like sitting there like trying to figure out who the fuck I am. Like, how do you know that? How do you know that? And then I started telling a fucked up story that happened between her and me on that. Remember we did the, what was that contest? Gong Show at Walker Grant. We did the Gong Show, and I won the Gong Show. And I won it because of what I did to her. Somebody suggested that I do something, and I did it. So I said, now for my impression of Mr. Price, our principal. And I shortened my arms, and I walked right over to her, sat on the table, and jiggled her cheek like I was intimate with her. And she blushed, and the entire student body cracked up, and I won. I won that contest. I was terrified, though. That was the first time in front of people, and I fucking did a whole improv routine. I don't even know if you two guys even fucking remember that. Do you? When we had the Gong Show?
Yeah.
All right. Jim, I know there are patches with you.
Vaguely. Like many things in high school. Vaguely.
Yeah. Mike Beatty. There's a lot of trouble for some of us. And I think, Mike Beatty, you get now. What is your fondest memory of My Sorry Ass? Miss Larson's art class? Yeah.
No. I hated being in the same art class as you. Let's just face that.
Okay.
Because I still can't draw a stick figure and get the proportions right, whereas you would sit down and just draw whatever. So there was just a touch of jealousy there. No, my favorite crazy memory was when I realized that we were kind of kindred spirits, because I was doing the whole early high school thing where you get into a fight with somebody and everybody's going to join up. Well, we set the fight for the Battlefield Park.
Oh yeah, that one. That's the one I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, so
it was Matt Swift. He's dead now, so you can talk about it.
Sweet. Sorry. Did I say that? Did I say that out loud? Oh well.
Outside voice, buddy. Outside voice.
Yeah. But realizing that while Gerry didn't show up, afterwards he started describing details to me, because he was sitting on a hillside a little ways away with something other than a BB gun that had a scope on it.
It was a Marlin 30-30.
Yeah. And I was like, you did what? I knew Matt. Matt was a friend of mine. Gerry referred to my father before. So, and those who don't know, Dad was an FBI agent. Special trainer. It was kind of, I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I liked it, but I knew that should this become public knowledge at that point, that would be a problem.
I think we all kind of had each other's back. And I've always told people, Jim Woodward is that guy that if I said somebody hurt my daughter, he would show up with a shovel to help bury the guy. And possibly even a silenced weapon to take him out and then make sure I had an alibi.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
But
I'd bring the long arm. I'd bring the long arm backhoe, since, having been law enforcement as well, ground searching radar can only get down 12 feet. My 580E with a long arm goes down 18 to 20 feet.
That's why you don't mess around with amateurs. You contract this stuff out to professionals.
Yeah, professionals, that's right. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to point out, so everybody knows, Michael served in the military when we were younger. And when he got out, he served in the FBI. And
I believe I was the first of the three of us to go into the military.
Yes, you were.
Even though I'm the baby.
Yeah, I couldn't, you were younger than both of us.
About the first in the military.
By the way,
I have no opinion about the baby thing.
And to end the argument, I met Jim in 5th grade. And we became instant best friends, sitting on a swing set, talking about poetry, philosophy, and physics.
And possibly fighting before philosophy. School. Yeah, we had we already covered the fact that we were eighth grade equivalent intellectuals. So
yeah, we were advanced for our grade, to say the least.
That's funny because that's true today.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. So basically, what did we say we were before? 8th grade, what?
Yeah, we're in our 50s, but God damn it, why do we feel like we're in our 70s?
If you knew you were going to live this long, you would have taken better care of yourself, right?
Oh Lord, you have no idea. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm the
I'm
only one who's pursuing our lifelong quest to become a cyborg. I mean, I think you can see the scars on both knees.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold that thought. This is Simon. This is my cane that I have to use. This is the leg brace that I'm wearing that starts like up here at the thigh and runs all the way down underneath my foot.
Yeah, but you're here with me, so I have the doc for you, man.
Yeah. Every time I go through airport security, I have to tell them my back and neck is going to light up like a Christmas tree because it's predominantly metal at this point.
Titanium vertebra, yeah.
Nah, I got that, and then I got a plate that they put on the back because the titanium vertebra thing didn't work.
And the only thing I got from all these
the plate in my head is totally separate. That was recreational, not my fault. Series of bad breaks and misunderstandings. It could have happened to anybody who was involved in that sort of
sadly, thing. Among the three of us here, the only thing I've had to do surgically is have my penis shortened a little.
Yes, buddy, I'm sure that's what happened.
Gary, I'd love to stay, but I'm running on fumes at the moment, so I'm going to take off. It's good to see you all, and I'm laughing my ass off at the three of you yakking about giving each other shit. It's good stuff. So you take care, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody.
Be safe out there. Dangerous world.
Yes, it is.
Brandon.
See ya.
We lost Baron. There's Baron. He's back. There's Baron. Nope. He's back.
Hi.
Somebody's playing fuck around again.
I was going to say before I got kicked off, welcome everybody to Old Men Falling Apart Hour.
Now, I wanted to, I don't know if I've seen all these because they are throwing in, love you, Gary, told a story and didn't read my message. There you go. Magitech goes, ha 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 ha, Gary. And thank you for the $2 super chat there, buddy. I play videos for everybody. So let's see, what video am I going to play for this one? Oh,
I'll chase him round the moons of Nibia and round the Antares maelstrom and round perdition's flames before I give him up.
There you go, Mr. Chicken Drunk, for that one.
Nice.
Looks like you got some more. Hold on, Martin, help me out here. Where are we on these? We had a 99-cent super sticker for that one. Who was that? Backdoor Gary's ass. Fuck you, you cocksucker. Oh, my God. For you, you get this one.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, English, giant, twerp, scumbag, fuck-faced, dickhead, asshole.
And you get this.
How very interesting. You're a true Vulgarian, aren't you?
You pulled your hair back to where you look like you did when we were in school. About
yes, I totally still look like I'm 16. Absolutely.
You do.
Yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Magitech Mags. You guys killed me with the backdoor shit. This got started, guys, from Paulie over at Latino Slant. He's got a great channel on YouTube. And Paulie called me Backdoor Gary. And everybody started hashtag Backdoor Gary. I hated it at first, and now I've just grown used to it so much that I enjoy it. And I plan to make a shirt to sell that has our logo on the front and on the back. It says hashtag Backdoor Gary.
Not sure you can sell that in all the states.
Yeah, because Six is here. Six, this woman right here, she's the one who helped spread it, as did Zach's, aka.
Wait a minute, she's the one that helped spread your back door?
She spread my back door.
Nice. That's one for Mike right there.
There you go. One for Mike. There we go.
Well done.
Yes,
finest.
Jim and Mike have been shitting on me since we were kids. And And I would shit on them because,
metaphorically speaking, of course.
Yes, of course.
Let's add some clarity.
No
there.
German porn films here. No German porn. No two best friends in a cup. So, but I will say that
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I pranked. Now I never pranked Beatty. But I did
Thank
prank
God.
Anderson. You remember Anderson when we were in high school?
Yeah, rest in peace.
He always sat in our group. We beat the shit out of him so many times, Jim. You and I we get paid to do it by Bennett Sumner. Would give us money
50 cents, which honestly we should have asked for more than that. That's just cruel.
Absolutely
Hitting somebody for 50 cents.
But I love Michael so much, and I'm so sorry we lost him. You know, back in 2014, I think, when he passed away from complications caused by diabetes.
Yeah.
And every single one of our mutual friends we lost from diabetes. David Gray, Peabody, Mikey, and there's one more in there. I forget who the heck it is right now offhand, but diabetes killed every single one of our friends from high school.
Oh, we didn't.
Well, Mike's still here.
Yeah, I was going to say we didn't lose David either.
David who?
David Myers.
Oh, David Myers is still here. Yeah. Thank God.
I was thinking David Gray, and I'm like, he's
we lost him in 03.
Yeah, we just covered him.
No, he's 99.
I thought it was 03. Okay, 99.
No, because I was in training in DC, and it was right before I did a piece of work in Bosnia that was over Y2K. So it was 99.
Well, the funny part about him is if you look up how he died in a horrible motorcycle accident in the UK. I don't know how he pulled that off. I'm like, no.
So there's differences of opinion on exactly how. And
I was going to say, hadn't his passport been pulled, or at least flagged?
I would assume so with some of the shit he did. But hey, we got some.
I heard rumors that his birth certificate had also been somehow modified. I can neither confirm nor deny that, but that's what I heard.
Well, I know that he liked the young girls, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. Man. Let's see. Legends of the Brave Bard. Gern, I got that one. Okay, these aren't fucking names, dude. We got people that are joining.
I'll be back in a second. I got to grab more coffee. My hands are starting to shake.
Go do that. We got Decepticon's Cave of Villains. Now that I look at Bear, I know that face. So I know him. Okay, so he's been on our show before. Decepticon's
Wasn't Bear
Cave
Jim's
of
dad?
Villains. Yes, thank you, Monkey Jeebus, for putting your name back to Monkey Jeebus. Monkey Jeebus, thank you. Come again. Anybody else join? Okay, and we got Six, of course. And good morning, Six. I'm glad to see you. I wish I could have hung out with you guys a little longer. I was promised. I promised to be on that game show. But let's get all of us, including Jim, when he gets back. We'll start talking. Keith, are you still here?
Did we lose Keith?
Yeah, he may have stepped away. He's got family stuff going on. # me too. Okay, Six.
Whoa.
What was the last?
There we go.
Because I saw another super chat. I want to make sure I get it.
There are 2 more super chat.
Okay, let's do show. We'll start after 10th story, 2 hours later. Yes, that is our show. Our show is storytelling. And I've got 2 of my oldest friends on the planet. I met Michael in middle school, and I met Jim in 5th grade. So they're only a couple of years apart, really. I met Beatty when we were in 8th grade. I think Jim and I were in 8th grade when I met Michael. He was 7th grade. And but your what is that? Your friends must know you are backdoor gay. Shut up, monkey. Now I will tell you guys, after the show, we do an after show. So if you can still stick around, it'd be great, because I invite the members of our channel, the paid members, to come and join in the chat. And everybody, that's what you get when you become a member of Pop Culture Minefield. You get to hang around with us after the show. You're also absolutely going to be up for when Keith and I finally get these shirts printed up.
Good advice, Jim.
Prints.
Did you see Mag's comment? Show will start after the 10th story. That's
I read that.
That's unreasonable faith right there. There's no guarantee that's going to happen at all.
Yeah,
on top of which would only be about 2 minutes in at that point.
That is wishing in one
That's
hand
fair.
and shitting in the other. That's what that is.
See, that's the one thing about Gerry and Keith here. They have where, become members, come in afterwards the show and get abused. And it's, wonderful. You pay for the abuse.
And for that $5,
That's its song too, isn't that the Offspring?
The Offspring, yeah.
I don't abuse people. That's not my shtick.
Nope. You abused the fuck out of me on the way home.
No, you're just supporting the abuse.
Oh,
well, you're an enabler. You're an enabler.
All right, for Magitech, you get this one.
Wow.
There you go. Now I'm going to tell you, Keith, you abused the shit out of me. We are at that convention, and he walks up with a little over 5 foot tall wall poster that's already built on a frame, a wood frame. And the first thing Mel says is, "How do you expect us to get that home?" Answer is, me in the car with it. That thing was pinned me up against the window. Tell me you don't abuse people. Fuck you, Keith.
But did you die?
I survived, of course. Also, some photos survived. I sent them to Anima.
Can you imagine driving alongside that car and seeing Gerry like this pressed against the glass?
You're going the wrong. How does he know which way we're going?
That's like that the television show that it failed rather quickly, but when they first started talking about virtual reality coming into the real world, you had that guy, and he was always driving this really cool car, but it would make 90-degree corners at 60 miles an hour, and his friend would just be plastered up against the side.
Automan.
Yes.
Love that show.
Yep.
There's Hernandez Jr. and I can't remember the name of the other star. Robert Lansing was the other.
Yep. So.
Man, there you go.
I think we're dating ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord, somebody's got to date us.
Or the last.
Well, at least if I date myself, I find myself interesting.
Yeah, I know. So
not that interesting, but I'm all I ever think about.
Keith, get back on, man. Keith.
Back off.
Dude, get back on the show. Keith, we need to move towards the second part of the show, which is you guys are going to join in this.
My new icon.
We are going to be. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
is that the squirrel?
No, that's Kimba. For those that are back into anime, I'm going way back to what I would say is one of the original animes, Kimba the White Lion.
That far back.
Yes.
Oh shit! Oh,
yeah.
The
The anime that may have more than inspired The Lion King.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Eisner absolutely outed himself for having stolen it.
Man,
Michael Eisner. But this show, I wanted to get to the stuff we were going to talk about, not just the This Is Your Life with two of my best friends on here. I have actually, this is so good. I have, even though Vic's not here, Keith is one of my best friends. And so I have three of my best friends on the show right now, and it makes me happy.
Anything for you, bud.
One, I have so many stories about Mike that I would like to tell right now, but I'm going to get to my favorite prank that I pulled on Mike Anderson, but the previous prank I pulled on Jim. Now, Jim is a dick.
Wait, what?
I'm going to tell you. You think I'm a dick. Jim is a dick with his humor. And he walks up to me in line at Walker Grant Middle School for lunch. And he goes, "Hey, Gerry." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Crush your eyes." I went like that. And he just reaches around and just slaps me on the back of the head. And he looks at me and he goes, "No, didn't stick."
Science.
You remember that the reason that his humor was so different was he's the one that turned us on to watching the Benny Hill show.
Yes.
So he got into this whole British humor vein before we did.
Well, I grew up on Monty Python, but Benny Hill was new, and that was because of you, Jim. But I will say that my favorite prank on you was the chili, when we had chili day. And you got up to go to the snack aisle to go get ice cream sandwich probably or something. I can't remember. And I siphoned some milk into my straw, and I dried off the end, and I poked it through that thick skin on top of our chili. And I blew the milk in the bottom of the bowl.
High school food, man.
And then I blew all that milk into the base of it. and then wiped off the little droplet left on top. And when he came back and he sat down, I'm sitting there eating, and you cracked the surface of the bowl with your spoon, and white lava came up out of your fucking jelly. Was like, and I of course couldn't hide. I was doing it because I was already laughing when it came out. And then Anderson, I never fucked with Beatty. I don't know why, but Anderson,
you knew better.
No, I didn't fuck with you.
That was totally it, man.
I remember you and I had this thing of flipping pencils up into the ceiling, and during lunch we would flip butter patties because we had first lunch period. And we knew that as it warmed up in the lunchroom, they would
try and do that. Down. Try and do that right above what would be the senior table for the second lunch period.
Yeah, it was just fucking crazy. But Anderson,
plausible deniability.
He left his milk alone with me, and when he was away from the table, I brought lemon seeds home from school, from home. And I dropped the lemon seeds into his milk, and it curdled his milk, and he went to drink it.
Do you remember when we took, because Dave Gray was diabetic, we took one of his syringes and filled it up with lemon juice?
Filled it up with lemon juice and injected it in.
Yeah. And so when he opened it, it was untouched. When he opened it, it was curdled. So he went and replaced it, got another one, distracted him again, injected some more, and that one, that one was curdled too. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's like, well, God hates you.
David Gray, what I remember most about that cocksucker is in lunch, he would always tell the punchline to a joke right when I was taking a drink. And I would spew out my nose and choke. That bastard.
Well, he and I used to fight every day. Yeah, we used to fight every day before school. And then we went to summer school one year because, of course, we did. And he got in a fight with my brother, which pissed me off. And so that's the first day that I ever beat him in a fight and never had to fight him again after that.
Yeah, he'd had his enough. And I keep telling people
that was ugly.
Gary, believe me, Jim and David got even and made sure that I got pranked. And I don't know that I've ever actually admitted to this one, but on one of the few snow days that we had in Virginia, David and Jim went out and they made this big wooden foot. And it was like twice the size of any human foot. And they ran through the battlefield park, putting footprints in the snow.
That may have happened.
And I woke up in, I guess, an extraordinarily gullible mood that day. And for the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, I was convinced I wanted to catch Bigfoot, man, because we had Bigfoot wandering around in the Fredericksburg battlefield park.
And I've showed people your houses right across the street from each other. And, and I thought it was so convenient that my two best friends lived across the street from each other because I could hang out with both of you.
Yeah, we thought it was convenient.
It was very convenient. Lockhart Circle. God,
you remember making tuna salad?
Number 7 and number 11.
Yeah. It was great. I loved that growing up. But I do want.
Let me tell you something about that number. That also happened to be the combined, the actual number to my grandmother's house when I was younger.
18?
Get the fuck
No, it was 7-11. Was the house number of my grandmother's house.
There's an Indian joke in here somewhere.
So, I found out something, by the way, guys, because before I moved to Virginia, I lived in Phoenix, and
I came from California.
Yeah, and we had in Phoenix, we had these stores that started in Phoenix called U-Totems. I didn't know all the time we lived in Virginia that 7-Eleven was Southland Corporation purchased U-Totem and turned it into 7-Eleven. So I, like all the time I was shopping there, and I was like, all I would say is like, man, this store reminds me of U-Totem.
I just remember the fact that before Kel's Arcade became a place, the 7-Eleven up across from the McDonald's where we all worked.
Where Jim worked, Jim worked there too at that 7-Eleven.
Yeah, you worked at the 7-Eleven there?
No, I worked at the 7-Eleven down at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, bottom of the hill. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and that was interesting times. I went in the Army from there because I felt like I was a lot safer in the Army than I was working midnight shift at that 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But
Absolutely.
I mean, that 7-Eleven right there across from the McDonald's always had the best video games. They started off with Donkey Kong, the original. Went to Centipede.
I know that we played Galaga there too.
Yeah,
or
Galaga.
Galaxian too.
And then,
Hey, Gerry,
then Tron.
We just had a comment that said, if I rewind to the beginning, do I have the best shows of 2022 there? we ain't got there yet.
No, let me show you something. This is 6. 6 shits on me like crazy. Just shits on me. I love her so much, but nobody can shit on me like her. She has got one of the most brutal senses of humor.
We're back to
I
Germany.
You've got to come up with a better way of saying that, Gary.
No, it's what we do. We shit on each other.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people, that's why I love.
There's got to be an
military.
alternative.
Because in the military, you're always fucking with one another, and I think that all of us honed our skills as we got older from being in the military.
I don't know if that's true or if we just were eternally destined to be in the military because of those skills.
That's true too.
Which came first, chicken or the egg?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good point. Now, last story before we move on to, fuck you, 6.
You say that. You say last.
Yeah, I don't believe
it. I do want to say one last thing, and it
have
was,
you met me, Squirrel?
I'm not. Yeah, Squirrel. I'm not going to talk about how one woman went through my brother to Jim to me in relationships.
La 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 la.
We are all you, my actual biological brother, and I are all Eskimo brothers.
Truth.
And technically, Mike and I are Mexico brothers because of Lori, but we're not going to get into that today. But
when
I
is
will
it
tell
TMI?
you,
that's what I want to know.
It's never TMI on this fucking show. This is my psychological outlet where I let all
Gerry,
my shit.
I'm gonna connect all of this with 2 words for you.
Okay.
Kathy Grayson.
That's where I was going.
Oh
okay.
my!
Now, first time with Kathy, Kathy and I were all together on the front.
And let me say
room.
for the record, she has dropped off the face of the earth.
Can't find her.
I have not been able to find her.
No, not that I've looked.
I have.
Oh, we've looked. Michael and I have talked about it, looking for her, just to say hi. I wonder what she's doing, for God's sakes. But she was a goddess.
Who?
She was a goddess, and she liked us. She was like close with all of us, and like even making.
She had mixed feelings about me.
I don't think so. I think she always liked you. Michael, she and I were on the sofa, and she would roll over to make out with him, roll over to make out with me, roll over to make out with him. And at some point, Michael's hand reached over and grabbed my hand. And I looked at that, and I was just looking at it. She rolled over to kiss me, and I went, go back. I was like, go back. And she saw what I was doing. And so I started getting up in there with the hand. And then after, 35, 40 seconds, I went, oh, Mike, your grip is so awesome. And he goes, get off me, fucker. And
the original cougar.
The original cougar. She was older than all of us.
She was a student at Mary Washington.
I know. She showed up one day.
She would continually walk in right at the end of school into this high school area.
I was telling him about it.
We'd be walking out, and she'd just pick one of us, and she'd be in, some T-shirt or something like that, and then all of a sudden, here she is walking at us, and of course, now every guy in high school wanted to be us. It was like, good Lord.
Yeah, and I remember Chucky looking over. You guys remember Chucky? Big, tall, black motherfucker. I mean, that guy was so fucking cool. And he just was like, he was eye fucking her the minute she walked in the door. He was like, and then he saw, like, the day that this happened, I walked out with her first, and he was like, what? Fucking nerd.
Mike, did you bring enough for everyone?
Yeah, because I want whatever you're having, motherfucker. That looks good.
Wait, you were just talking about Kathy Grayson.
Yeah. Now, what happened there was Michael was in the Army. He was engaged to a girl, comes home. I mean, it's the jilting of all jilts. He comes home to find out not only is he not engaged anymore, she's already married another dude.
Gary and
the best of families.
Gary and Jim had to
yes,
to
we were
deposit me
at my
Kathy's.
hotel. Remember where I was a night auditor at?
Yeah, they had to deposit me at Kathy's because
no. She came to the restaurant.
That was Elaine.
The Elaine was the one that you got guilted by.
Yeah,
so Jim Woodward and
I drove up, got to her house, and her mom was talking to me on the front porch as she and her new husband drove up. It was entertaining.
I would say I've never seen you as devastated as you were that fucking night. You were beaten down.
I don't remember the next few days.
Last.
And so Jim Woodward and I agreed that we need to call Kathy Grayson. He needs a little Kathy Grayson. And so she showed up at my hotel where I worked and took him into the restaurant, which was closed, into the dark of the restaurant. All I know is when you came out of there, you were in a great fucking mood. I don't know what you two did, but
I have no independent recollection.
All I know is you came out and you're a different person than when you went in. It's all I know. And Kathy can do that to you, man. She was, and that house you guys lived, she lived downstairs. Jim and Lauren lived upstairs. And I also remember one party at Lauren's house back before you two were a thing, when she was still married to Ursel, I think was his name.
Yeah,
Ursel. And it
sounds like Urkel.
Another McDonald's transplant.
Beatty and I were macking on girls. I had a girl sitting on my lap, had a good time, and then you and I got passed out drunk, and we woke up in Lauren and Ursul's bed under the covers together. They had dragged us in there and put us into the bed because we passed out.
Sure, they did. That's totally right.
You had something to do with it.
I had nothing to do with it, dude, because I was like, what the fuck?
No, I was saying Jim had something to do with it.
Oh, Jim, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Jim absolutely was probably the chief instigator of that. I've never found out who did it. All I know is that Mike and I woke up together in that bed.
I can get the information out of Lauren.
But those were good times. But let's get into this. Something's going on here with the internet. I noticed everybody's gray nipples. Hey, that's cool. Who is that? Baron. Baron has Michael Beatty's. Put it back on there. Michael Beatty.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I put that on just for him.
If you can't see it, dude, I'll make it larger for your bad eyes.
Al Bundy, really?
I always say you're a mix between Al Bundy now, since you've gotten older, and your dad. It's like Al Bundy was your illegitimate. Hey, man, that fucker's cool, dude.
Hold on, just a sec.
The real guy? Fuck, man, that dude's awesome. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about what was on the thumb, because it was also supposed to be our weekend. I was hoping Vic would be here. But you know what? I've had him on before. We'll have him on again. And I want to have you guys back on again because it's fun seeing your faces. I love you guys so much. But we're going to go ahead and start talking about 70s Rock fan member for 4 months, BCM Giggity. Outstanding for you. Is 70s here? 70s is here. 70s. Yeah. Oh, you guys should. Can you come on, man? Everybody can't come on today. He's he lives in Canada by way of from Scotland, and he's got the best Scottish. He's like my business partner with his Scottish accent. And he's from
where in Canada?
I'm going to guess either Glasgow area or somewhere near Glasgow because he's got that thick accent.
No, Canada.
That's Scotland, dude.
Canada.
No, up in Canada. I don't know where he's living up there. But he married a woman.
Territory. BC, Saskatchewan.
So you want to know something crazy? I've never been to Canada. I've been all over the stinking world. Really? I live in the Pacific Northwest, just south of Seattle, and I've never driven 3 hours north.
You got to go up to BC, man.
I know. I need to get there.
I love it up there.
My first cousin lives up there, and I still haven't been there.
You got to go up there and get some poutine. I'm telling you, that's amazing. Can you have that on your diet? It's French fries. With curded cheese, sprinkled up with curded cheese and brown gravy.
Sure, it doesn't have drugs or alcohol in it. Why would I be worried?
All right. Well, I know you watch your diet.
What?
Yeah, that's just so I don't get huge.
Okay, like me.
Further opponent saith not.
Let's see, what does he say here? Oh my God, Gary has poo in his eyes. That 70s rock fan at least 5 times. Yes, 70s, if you can join, I'll send you an invite, or Martin will. Just let us know in the chat if you can join us.
If 70s can tell me who the keyboardist was from UFO, then I'll believe he's a 70s rock
He
fan.
will fucking tell you.
Yes, in great detail.
It doesn't matter what Mike says, it was not him.
Because he is one of the few people who has ever brought up UFO around me, is that 70s rock fan.
Really?
Yeah, he knows his fucking rock.
Dude.
But he once a week, or once every other week, he does a show where we talk about either a movie or classic rock bands, prog rock in particular, punk rock.
Hey, Gerry.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of backdooring Gerry.
Oh my God, you got to keep
Well, I could go worse.
Oh, and he just said Paul. Oh my God,
Oh,
yes. You're just fucking evil. 70
Yeah,
says
you got something right here, man.
Right there, Mikey. There's your answer. Paul Raymond, one of my fave bands of all time.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you're gonna like him.
Ask him. Yeah, hey, 70s. How about Phil Moog?
So,
I was partial to Roxy music myself.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna send 70s an invite. I don't know if he can join. He might be working, but I'm gonna send him an invite just the same. Because I'd love you guys to meet this guy. He's amazing. I love doing shows with him. But anyway, moving towards the subject, I've been waiting for Keith to come back on. Keith, are you there?
Yeah, what happened to Keith?
I don't know. He's a big gray nipple right now, as is Martin.
Yeah. Okay. You guys see that too. I thought it was just me.
No,
Okay, we apparently have the different definition of big, gray, and nipples. Yeah. Okay.
I am going to call him real quick.
I thought it was a 300-meter target silhouette, but
yeah, but with the glasses that you used to wear, they only looked like they were 100 yards away.
yeah, touche. I had the LASIKs. Now I just have to wear bifocals.
Yeah.
I'm calling Keith, see if he's what's up. He's not answering. All right. So we'll go ahead and start. So
well, you said you were calling before you called, so of course they're not answering. You can't do that. You got to just call and then.
Oh, there you go, Mikey.
Oh yeah. I'm amazed. Most people don't even know who that is, and Jim and I'm sure will disagree on this fact. But if you're talking about rock guitarists, Michael Schenker, as far as I'm concerned, with his White Flying V, is God on the guitar.
Well, he can't join us.
Why would we disagree on that? You didn't say he was the best ever. You said he was a God on the guitar. And how am I?
I know. I said he was God with a capital G on the guitar.
Yeah, we will have to disagree on that. 'Cause I'm a polytheist as far as guitarists go.
Yeah, because I'm a big Steve Vai fan. I love Steve Vai.
Steve Vai's great. I harken back to Buck Dharma too, who's one of my favorites.
Oh,
even though he doesn't get the credit for it,
Donald DeRozier. Let's get it straight.
Yep. No, he was the pianist.
Yeah.
A. Van Halen.
Eddie was almost like a copy of Steve Vai. They had a very similar style of playing, and then I later found out that Steve Vai had taught him some stuff. He didn't teach him guitar.
Had taught who?
Taught him that Steve Vai had sat down with him and taught him a few things.
With who is him?
What Chinatsky said, Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was surprised because they have very similar styles.
Yeah, well, Stevie Vai replaced. What did he play backup for Van Halen? What was he doing? He was associated with Van Halen, but I can't remember where.
I don't know. Yeah, Martin.
We have
Joe Satriani, that was another one.
We have 3 more.
Surfing with the Alien.
Chat.
Okay.
Super chats. All right,
member
bring them
chat.
up. Member chats. Member chats. Okay. Monkey Jeebus. Thank you, Monkey Jibbers. Come again. Next one. Magitech Mags. I got to come up with one for her. No, I've already used that with somebody else. So I can't do that one.
I thought with Magitech you would just go.
Magitech, she's such a cutie patootie, but the fact is she brings her A game when she comes on the shows, man. She really does.
Has to.
She knows her shit.
With all of us, she's got it.
See, I got my daughter Cameron. Yeah, I told her if we started talking about pop culture stuff, I was going to grab her when I didn't know the answer to stuff. Just bring her in.
Well, without Keith here,
this.
I'm going to go ahead. Oh, there we go. He's got his con head up. There we go.
Everything past 1990, she handles.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. So,
I guess the first things I want to talk about is the best movie so far in 2020.
We
still
have
what's
one.
that? Oh, Baron Ormondog, member for 7 months. PCM giggity giggity.
Yeah, I mean, not only am I part of this mess, I'm a member too.
That's right. And what was that line? He goes, "Hey Peter, does this look like a Q? How about now? Giggity. All right." That was back when they were in the Navy together. Or they rescued him because I think he was just washed overboard.
Best movie
good morning,
2020 so far.
Yeah. What year did y'all graduate? 1982.
Penny, that's a person that has some faith in the system, assuming that we did something like graduate.
Yeah. Now, Penny is Dork Knight's mom. He's usually on the show. And
I believe I was the only one of us that had to go to summer school after senior year to be able to graduate with his class.
Oh, they just wanted to get rid of me. My English teacher, you remember her? She's like, yeah, I'm going to give him a C so he can get out of here.
What did you do to Miss Seiss? You remember?
Miss Seiss failed me because Mark Geslock and I, we got grandfathered in. So they raised the drinking age. We were already 18 senior year. And we would go across the street at lunchtime to Mr. Gaddy's and have one slice of pizza and 2 pitchers of beer each for lunch. And then we would walk back into Miss Seiss's English class for 5th period, leaning against each other so that we didn't fall over.
I was going to say, you didn't walk, you staggered.
Oh, yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah, they're shitting on me, but the fact is you guys got ADD too. So I share in this with Jim and Michael.
Squirrel.
But did we get all the members, Martin?
Yes.
Okay, good. We got all of them 6, so nah. So basically, this year we've seen some interesting stuff, and we've seen some really god-awful shit. I won't watch some of the stuff. But I got to tell you, 2 shows, top of my list. This is just for TV shows for 2020. Absolutely nailed it. And one was Reacher on Amazon. And the other one was Terminal List on Amazon. Absolute top-notch action shows.
You're leaving off Barry.
Barry is a different channel, but it's not new this year. I'm only talking about new stuff for this year.
Touche.
I don't know that I've actually watched anything new this year. Nothing's caught my eye.
Oh, you got to watch Terminal List, and you need to watch Reacher because it's fucking awesome.
Reacher, I've taken a look at, and I like that actor. I mean, he's so much more in like the Punisher vein.
He actually looks like.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is just not a physically imposing man.
Yeah. That's fair.
But especially after the couch incident.
Yeah. And then another one that I wanted to bring up was The Patient. I just started watching it.
I've heard great things about that, but I haven't started it
Steve Carell and one of the Gleason kids, Brandon Gleason. He was an Imperial officer in the 3 crappy Disney Star Wars films. And he's a very good fucking actor, dude. Yeah, this show is I'm already 4 episodes in, I think, is about a therapist and his patients, and one of the patients happens to be Gleason, and as they showed time lapse of them talking to each other in the first episode, he says, we've been talking long enough now. You're hiding. You're not opening up to me. And this therapy is not going to work unless you open up to me. And so he says, you're right. I agree. Next thing you know, Steve Carell's therapist character gets kidnapped out of his driveway by somebody. And he's now chained up in the basement of this guy's house. And he's a fucking serial killer. And he's trying to stop. And he lives with his mother.
Why do I think that this entire monologue is leading back to Backdoor Gary?
No, it won't. I promise. But
open up to me. I gotta tell you, killer tied up.
Yeah, tied up. This show is intense. It's a bottle show where you don't really travel much out of the basement. It's almost all the drama and story takes place there. Occasionally, we follow his memories of his wife dying, the therapist, or we follow Gleason's character to work in one episode on a day when he wants to kill somebody, and he's like, go to work. Don't kill him. Just go to work. And he's trying to think of ways of how to distract him to keep him from wanting to kill this guy that's in the basement with him. And he's going to have to witness it if it happens. And it's intense, dude. It is an intense show. I don't know where it's going to end. I really don't. I don't know what's going to happen. And
see, I haven't seen anything that I like in the last, 2 to 3 years. I've been going back and looking at, older stuff, Altered Carbon, The Expanse, and
I love The Expanse. I was sad that it ended.
Oh, dude, if you haven't seen Altered Carbon,
one season was good. The second season fell apart.
Well, so did Dexter. Most things can't go for more than about 3 or 4 seasons tops. But
yeah,
no, the only thing I've started new is there's a new one with I think it's new with Hugh Laurie called Chance.
I've not checked it out yet, but I will tell you, somebody just brought up the other one on my list, The Old Man, with Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. With Bridges,
What Keith and I found interesting about that show is the fact that it is basically what John Wick was originally supposed to be. The guy was supposed to be nearing 70, John Wick, and he comes out of retirement. And the funny part of that is, if they were realistic like they are in The Old Man, I love his close quarter combat shit because he gets tired really quickly when he's fighting these young guys. He's like,
I can relate.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
So
walking up in the backyard, I feel tired now.
Yeah, I think those are the best ones so far this year for new shows. I'm failing to think of some other ones. If you guys got some other ones that you can think of that are new this year, please pipe in.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
I just haven't been impressed with a whole bunch of the new stuff.
I just added that to my queue to watch because I think it was Matt Decker that told me it was really fucking good. And he's not in the chat today, oddly. But yeah, he told me a really good show, so I'm going to check it out. Now, for films this year, we're really kind of, I don't know, Maverick was the first really solid good film. And as I refer to it, the best Star Wars film since 1980. Because
wait a minute.
Absolutely stolen.
Wait a minute.
They admit it. No.
The best Star Wars film since no, Gary, you're wrong.
Right. I'm not.
Any of the Harry Potter series.
No. Harry Potter.
You didn't get anything new this year. Shut up.
Yeah. Just saying.
I'm just telling you that they admitted openly that the third act in Maverick is absolutely the Death Star scene from Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
And they don't hide it. It's just obvious. And I got the same thrills of watching that scene going, this is so Star Wars. It's ridiculous.
I just love the end where they paid homage to the Tomcat. And he took down, two 5th generation stealth fighters in a barely working F-14.
I know. It's a great film, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let me think. What was another one? Day Shift. Fucking Day Shift was another good one this year with Jamie Lee Fox. Vampire Hunters, modern day. And
Joey loved that one. And I can't get him to go back and watch the classics from the vampire.
It's tough. No, dude, it's tough to get kids because look, Zoe was a fan of the Star Trek movies, but I could not get her to watch the series, the classic series. She'd watch Next Gen, Deep Space Nine. She watched Enterprise too. I'm not sure she ever watched Voyager because I'm not a fan of Voyager. But I really liked a lot of the stuff that we got this year that were big names. Now I remember another one. House of the Dragon. We even do a show on Thursday.
Oh, I have not seen that yet, but
I think it's better than Game of Thrones, to be honest.
Well, again, the end of Game of Thrones, but you want to tell me an episode? What was it? The Viper and the Dragon, or no? I'm sorry, the Mountain and the Viper. Tell me a movie with a better fight scene than that in Game of Thrones.
There were some great moments look, for me, the first 3 seasons were the best seasons of Game of Thrones. And I was disgusted by 7 and 8. I was just like, this is
that's terrible. Because George R.R. Martin didn't write them.
Yeah, they didn't have any source material to adapt. And Benioff and Weiss are terrible writers. And so when they were left to their own devices, it got fucked up. And it just was messed up. It was a terrible ending. But I do like House of the Dragon. I like how it's going. This last episode was, wow, blew me away. And it's the end of the youth part of the season. Now everybody's going to be years older in the next episode this week. And or this coming week. So
I have not been able to watch it yet, but yeah, that one would have to be on my list.
But Keith and I are big fans of that movie, The Day Shift with Jamie Foxx. Good God, man. Watch it, Jim. It's funny as hell. They got these 2 guys that are brothers.
Like I said, Joey loved it, but I can't get him to watch Blade. I'm like, this is the classic. You need to watch Blade.
Yeah, what's Blade?
Won't do it.
Yeah.
Why?
You can skip,
because Dad said it was cool.
Blade 4 or 3. But
tell him
original?
Zoe likes Blade.
Although
that's someone who's close to his age.
And I go back further. Fright Night. I think that's a great one.
Oh,
yeah, that's a fun movie.
That's
you have to believe classic. For that to work on
that
me.
Is in my top 10 favorite films of all time.
That was the film that made vampires sexy. I mean, come on. The guy drove a Jeep
Gerry
CJ5.
Yeah.
Gerry Dandridge. You got to go back to black and white to get the first sexy vampires.
Well,
it wasn't Nosferatu.
No, man, that scene where he's walking, he walks out with his pinky nail just taking the varnish off the banister.
And he says the line. He says the line, Michael.
Yeah.
He says, "Welcome to Fright Night." For real.
For real.
I fucking love that scene, dude.
And then,
then
the guy holds up the cross and he laughs, grabs it, and goes, "You have to believe for that to work on me."
You have to have faith.
You have to have faith.
Yep.
Let's see. What was that? Peacemaker.
George Clooney and Nicole Kidman.
No, wait. What are we talking about? Tickle Trunk. I'm not sure. Lost Boys was really good. That's another classic vampire movie. Best ending of a vampire film ever. When the grandpa says the only problem with San Clarita is
all those damn
vampires. And they're like, we're trying to keep it from him. He knew all along.
That movie is the reason that Jim started playing saxophone, because the saxophone scene on the beach.
Jim
was
had the
badass.
soundtrack.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Jim, you had the soundtrack, and you got me hooked on that soundtrack. I remember that. You introduced me to 2 soundtracks that I went and bought myself afterward. That one and the Repo Man soundtrack.
Repo Man is still a classic soundtrack.
Oh, it is. I still own that soundtrack.
Yep.
But I think that Day Shift is one of the best new vampire films. And they've got, the funniest part of it is that when they go into a house, they said this house is unusual because it has multiple different kinds of vampires. Juvenile, spider, they crawl everywhere. They've got I forget the other versions. And I'm like, this is a cool fucking idea this is world building vampire film where it's like, yes, it did so well. They're going to make a sequel. It's happening.
Well, there was a book that came out like 2 years ago that kind of introduced the idea of different styles of vampires. There were overlords. There were kind of this hierarchy of vampires, and it's an English novel. I forget what the hell the name of it is, but they were the first ones that they came up with the spiders and all of these different types of vampires, and the fact that you didn't know what kind you were going to get until it actually emerged.
And that's what they used in this movie. They used it in the movie. I know what he's talking about. Peacemaker, the TV series. The comic book character that I never wanted to fucking read. I could give a shit about those comics. Was it Charlton Comics? But Peacemaker is with what's his name, the pro wrestler, and it's the same
John
character.
Cena.
Yeah, John Cena. He played the character in the second. What is it called?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad movie. It was just not good. It was not good. But I like this character and I like this show.
I'm going to tell him that I got to go then.
Oh, you got to go?
I'm going to have to go, guys. I have to.
No.
We're going down to see Dad and pick up some stuff down there. I've got 10 gallons of homemade wine that we have to decant today, so I'm going to be a busy person.
Please do me a favor. Do me a favor. Say hi to your dad, but also to your mom. She friended me on Facebook.
Oh,
and she goes, she asked me this weird question. You do remember me, right? And I'm like, yeah, you were beautiful. Are you kidding me? You're one of my mom crushes.
Mom's now this little teeny tiny lady that still scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. Well, say hi to him.
You're right to be afeard.
Is Marianne there?
Marianne now lives in Mexico. She and her husband are kind of expats. They sent a couple of videos the other day. All she does is go out and dive cenotes, hang around, drink different kinds of tequila and rum in the evening. And she sent shots that made me so jealous because it's on my bucket list. But they were diving out kind of in the open water and ran into a whale shark. And she got some great footage diving with a whale shark. So
holy shit!
I haven't seen Annie. Yeah, I haven't seen Marianne in it's close to 2 years now.
I haven't talked to her in years because I pissed her off one time and she blocked me.
No, you?
Yeah.
The hell you say?
What the hell I say? But tell her hi for me because I miss her. She's such a cool sister.
Yeah, I still see Mia online too because I just bought a new cello, so had to tell her about that. Yeah,
dude, your collection is starting to get a little ridiculous. I mean, how many guitars?
Hey, stop! It's almost enough. I'm missing one. You can say that at any point in your collection with guitars.
A left-handed 5-volt Strat? What?
Hollow neck Gresh. But anyway, Mike, send my love to your family. I love your family so much. Anyway, you take care, buddy, and I love you, man.
Great to meet you, Mike. Hope you come back again sometime.
Here as well. I don't get to pop on nearly as often as I'd like to, but hopefully that's about to change. I'm in the process of switching jobs again, so I should be home every day instead of on the road.
We need more Gerry stories, so please come back.
Oh, dude, we just scratched the surface
of the back door.
You can scratch your own back door, baby. I'm out of here.
I'll see you later, Mikey. I love you, man. Bye.
So you're trying to say itchy bunghole, huh?
Thank God he's gone. Now let's talk about him, Jim.
Hey, real quick, I got to tell Mag something. That's why I started was on flute. I've got 2 of those on stands in the house too.
Jim also knows the story that I tried out for band, and I already had my own snare, and I was told I couldn't be on snare. I had to play flute. And I was not happy about it. And when I came back after like a week, I knew how to do the thing. I got that, but I could not fucking figure out the fingering on the fucking flute. So I cried during band practice with Mr. Jordan to please put me on drums.
You know all this.
And what did I say? What did I say? I said because the flute was gay, is what I said to him. I don't want to play the flute. The flute is gay. Jim played flute.
Well, all this flute talk reminds me of the Family Guy when Brian goes, "She's a flautist, Peter. She's a flautist."
Flautist, not a flutist. Flautist.
We have a super chat.
We do. Kitty Bear, Stephen Paul. Go watch the Imperfects. Good superhero series. Is it a new series? I don't think I know about it.
Yes, on Netflix.
I don't have it.
Oh yeah, I just saw this. So it's good. All right, I'm going to give it a try. I'll give it a try. And really, to be honest, we haven't had that many good films, but we've got more good TV shows or web shows than we do films. But they're starting to push the envelope. I think we'll see some better stuff coming down the line with theater. But they've lost a lot of money this year, the studios, and they're panicking. And so that panic is going to lead to better quality. I guarantee you, at least with Paramount. We're going to see a changeover at Paramount. We're definitely seeing it at Warner Brothers because of all the delays. We're going to get a more cohesive DC universe. And DC gets it best because this was a question that was asked earlier. Every single character had a weakness in DC. Not Marvel. They never tell you their weaknesses. And I think that's what makes the superheroes or the heroes in DC better than those in Marvel. And that's why so many of us are so excited with what David Zaslav is doing over there with Warner Brothers and pushing to have the Snyderverse, even though agreed, Mikey Sutton and I agree wholeheartedly that we're not fans of the Snyderverse. He has a version of Batman that isn't the Batman we grew up on. But it's the Dark Knight. He is a big fan of okay, buddy. He is a big fan of Frank Miller's Batman.
Oh yeah.
And my gosh, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the Dark Knight, but that's Frank Miller's Batman. Oh, my baby's here.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, how about the thank you video?
Yes, Kitty Bear, I'm going to give you, what should I give? You know what? I'm going to give him this one. Share video file. Let me see if I can find it. Is it here? Is that one it? Yeah, that's it. I think this is it. Yep, here you go. Now that's how you punch a woman.
Oh God! What have I stepped into?
That's how you get.
And by the way, Gerry, you know what you did with your comment about the flute.
The flautist.
Yeah, no, the fingering. You gave Chad the fucking fingering.
Oh yeah. Well,
I stayed away from that.
Later, I felt bad for saying that because Jim played
Too
flute.
late.
No, I was a kid when I said it.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised you're here.
Why?
Well, I figured you'd come to the after show. You don't normally want to be on the show unless you know what the fuck we're talking about.
I didn't even see the link. I had so much fun watching you. I just 10 minutes ago I
you
saw
got
it,
to
sent me a
see
link.
two of my closest, oldest friends talk a little shit about me.
Oh, that was harmless.
There's more stories. There are stories. Mike and I destroyed a classroom. Mike and I got into a fight with 5 Marines. There's so many stories.
Oh God, I want to know more.
There was another kid there. I think it was Frank Schmidt was this kid we knew. And Mike was drunk. When Mike gets drunk, he starts shit. He started shit with these Marines. And I'm like, hey guys, man, he's drunk. He's just having fun. Just ignore him. And as we're leaving the bar, you got to go through the Pizza Hut because it was the Beehive bar was where we were drinking. And you walk through the Pizza Hut. And as I go through the Pizza Hut lobby, I looked back and I saw the Marines following us out. And I stopped. I said, you don't really need to follow us out. We're leaving for real. And one of them, as we're going out the door, he says, I want to make sure you're going. And I said, and Michael's like, oh, no. And he made fun of him again for not, he says, I can't believe it. Marines in a circle. Because they were circling us. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Mike, stop. And I punched one guy, kicked the other one in the nards. And the third one that came after me, I hit with the door as I opened it. And when he reached in for me, I shut the door. This is a big F-150 truck, and I fucking shut that heavy door on his arm, and he pulled his arm out, and I slammed it, locked it. Mike got in his side because he was fighting two guys. I fought three, and we drove the fuck out of there. We were doing 60 by the time we got the 100 feet to the exit, and we were blowing fucking smoke as we turned. Like curly shuffle. Got the fuck out of there, and it's like, holy shit. And I'm like, I'm not getting drunk with you in public anymore. That dude, Mike Beatty started that fight, and I was like, oh my God. And then of course,
I'm surprised it wasn't.
He's bigger than me now. I want to point out that he and I competed for size all the way, height going through the first 2 years of high school. He was
Gerry,
always
I'm back now.
Oh, not you. But I was talking about the night that Mike started that fight with those Marines at the Beehive, and I think it was Frank Schmidt, because didn't he live by you? Didn't Frank Schmidt live by you guys? I think it was Frank Schmidt that was with us, because I forgot that part of the story. When we go out and the Marines are following us to the car, and I said to him, you don't need to follow us out. We're really leaving. And the guy says, I want to make sure you leave. I'm like, that was it. And Frank fucking he's like, I'm just going home. And he ran all the way home. And I think it was Frank Schmidt. He's like, I don't want any of this. And Beatty, did the joke again, made the same joke about Marines not knowing how to make a concentric circle. And because the whole joke, he says, he said, circle the wagons. That's something you Marines probably never heard. That's what started it. I'm like, oh my God, lay off the fucking Marines. Crazy. Mike was crazy. Jim was not so crazy. Jim was the calmer of the weird. You were weird. I liked it when you would show up at my house and you would do this thing. And I still don't know how you did that, man. You would do this jump straight from the ground and land on top of my counter and squat there with your arms hanging down going, mutant.
I have no memory of that.
I don't remember at all. I have the benefit of remembering every fucked up moment of our childhood and friendships. But God, this is fun. We talked about some of this stuff. And I do agree, Peacekeeper is a very good show. It was much better than I expected because I hated that
Peacemaker.
Version. Yeah, Peacemaker.
See, that's the things you forget.
Did I say Peacekeeper? Sorry about that. Peacemaker is a really good series. I'm looking forward because once again, Mikey Sutton and I. If you don't know who Mikey is, Jim, was voted 2 years in a row #1 scoop guy out there, and he works.
I've heard you talk about him. I don't know him obviously, but
wonderful, wonderful guy. We were the first guys to introduce him personally. There's Keith. Keith returned. We've already gone over everything.
Gary, Keith returned about 5 minutes ago.
I have one I want.
No, get back here, motherfucker! Jesus Christ!
Sorry, I was out handling family stuff.
Gary,
yes,
Das Wolfen have a question for you that he asked for me to ask you via Twitter, and he wants to know when you stop getting wetting the bed.
What?
I never wet the bed. That's true.
I don't know. I'm just a messenger.
Okay.
Don't shoot the messenger.
John is a close friend.
I hope he's talking to you.
Yeah, he's talking to me. The only person in my family that wet the bed was my brother Jim. I mean, my brother Mike. But later we found out it was actually our brother Jim, not this Jim, but my biological brother Jim, who was walking over while Mike was asleep peeing in his bed and then leaving it there.
That's fucked up.
Yes, it really happened.
Wow.
It really happened. And he got caught. He finally got caught. So they thought Michael was peeing in bed and it was Jim fucking getting him in trouble. I have fucked up brothers, man. I told
That's
you they
next level evil, and I say that the person who has 5 brothers.
don't even.
That's next level.
Keith, tell me, did you ever have anything even in that woodshed similar to that? Oh, good, you're muted. That's great.
No, I didn't have anything that far off. Although I've known a lot of guys. And it's mainly, next level when you have multiple brothers, not just 1 or 2. I have known guys that have done some evil stuff where it's just multiple brothers in the same family, even if there is a sister who has to be like the front front seat to all of this stuff. And look, once you get more than 1 kid in your family, once the parents out there, you got to understand, I don't care if you think your boys are little angels. This is what they're doing when you're not around. Okay.
Now Jim knows a little bit about this because
they're supposed to wait until I'm not. They're supposed to wait until I'm not around to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Mine are not giving me that courtesy. They're doing it when I'm here. It's because I'm not as quick as I used to be, Gary. It's this damn brace, man. I can't quite get up and move.
I gotta tell you, man, kids.
I am so happy I'm an only child.
By the way, Zoe has such a loving crush on you. You had such an impact on her.
Who?
Zoe, my daughter. She's like,
on me?
I love Jim.
That poor deluded girl.
I know. She's sad. She's pathetic. But she really does.
I did not say pathetic. I just said I had sympathy for her.
Well, she has learned that my siblings, my actual siblings, are not her aunts and uncles. My friends are. And she looks at you guys as her uncles, and she's like, I wish he was more in our life. He's so cool. I'm like, yeah, I know. And but she got such a kick out of you when we went to the movies and stuff. And I think she had more of a blast at dinner though that night.
I think Isaac still has a crush on her. So
yeah, you know what?
I totally don't, because you talk about inappropriate. That's like 5 different levels of inappropriate there.
Yeah, we're getting into David Gray territory now. I remember when he got in trouble for statutory. You remember that shit?
You're saying it happened once?
Yeah. Oh, I left. Remember,
I don't know which time you're talking about. That's what Dave was like.
That was back in, I think, 85, 86 when that happened. He got in trouble for it.
Yeah, he was down in college too.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, man, just so many memories well up. And but I loved being a nerd with you in particular, because you and I would go to 7-Eleven and go hit the comic turnstile. You know, that
Lord, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we would sit outside, we'd grab our drinks, we'd sit out on the curb of 7-Eleven and read our comics. You know, and then like when you went to work for that 7-Eleven, I remember now, yes, it was on down the hill. We would go there and hang out with you at night. And one of my favorite things was just almost doing the entire soundtrack of Little Shop of Horrors while you're at work.
Oh, almost?
Yeah.
Well, was something that we didn't do?
I think that we didn't do a couple of songs. And then, of course, we did all of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, there. Absolutely.
And it was you that got me.
Show in that.
It was you that got me to finally go see it at a midnight showing at the RC Theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Classics. Over on that part of town where the drive-in was.
I know that we don't have 7-Elevens anymore where I'm at, but when I grew up, we had them. That's where, again, we didn't have a comic rack. They actually kept them where the magazines were. And, yep. And, of course, that's where I got all my Star Wars cards. I have my $1, get 4 cards, packs of cards. Oh, those were the days.
Magitech, I've not seen that yet. I've yet to get a copy of it. I want to see Triple R.
It's on
Netflix. What's sad?
R.
Mm-hmm. I try to read comics now, and I can't get into it.
Well, they're badly written.
Even stuff that I love, like you may have your mileage may vary on this one. I love Umbrella Academy. And
no, I like the Umbrella Academy. I loved it.
Get into the comics. Part of it's the artwork, I think, but
yeah,
and that's just personal taste.
Well,
writing and artwork for a lot.
I look.
Hold on. Hardcore Henry was a first-person shooter game. It made into a movie.
Yep.
And I love the way they did that.
Really? I didn't know there was a game.
It was fun.
One action recommendation: check out. It's from South Korea. Check out The Villainous. They even ripped off the motorcycle fight scene in John Wick 3.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. I won't watch it. I couldn't. The opening was so dumb. I couldn't handle it. In the hotel room and all that shit. Yeah, it was shot like it had one camera. That's right, Kitty Bear. Carter is the one you're talking about, and Carter I didn't like. I tried watching it. Look, man, I need a story. I need a real story, and I need logic. If things don't make sense, I'm not going to enjoy it. You know, if you put all the burden on me, the audience, you've made a mistake.
That's the reason why current Star Trek and the Rings of Power make no sense, because audiences need to be able to follow the story, and there is no real internal logic. And you're not giving the actors anything to do. You're putting them to sleep with Rings of Power. I mean, you spent $1 billion on something. You're putting people to freaking sleep. I mean,
I'm telling you, man. That's why I was shocked at how good House of the Dragon is.
Yeah.
I'm like, House of the Dragon delivered where Rings of Power didn't.
Oh,
and,
big time. You
and that's
learn more
why,
about.
No, I was just going to say that's why the Wrap, wrote that article that said that all the numbers are pointing at nobody wants to watch Ring of Powers. Nobody.
No.
Nobody's requesting it. Nobody's wanting to watch it. And everybody is asking about the House of Dragon.
Well, their ratings are pointing now. I mean, they're now to episode 5 or 6. Their ratings for episode 4 to 5 are approaching Game of Thrones at the height of its popularity. So, really, there is no contest really between those two shows. What you have are a group of people.
Oh, Matt, knock that shit off. He's being a dick.
What you have are a group of people.
Oh, that's not Matt. That's Tree Rock. Sorry. Tree Rock says women writers who can write logically. Yes, there are good female writers out there. What are you doing, dude?
Empire Strikes Back, lay a bracket.
What you have are a group of writers and really workers, people who know how to build, and all that stuff, all that talent came back from Game of Thrones to work on this. And you put together an entire writer's room where your showrunners are two people that barely have any experience outside of working for J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. Look, Kitty Bear, you might like it. I'm just telling you, I need story up front. I need the story to start exactly when the film starts.
Yeah.
And logic too. And there was something really illogical about that scene in the room that was so fucking hokey with that female. I mean, I knew what was going to happen before it happened with that female character. I knew what was going to happen. I'm like, this is not written very well. So I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not saying you don't like it. A lot of people like stuff I don't like, but I have a more discerning taste when it comes to things. If I'm going to eat shit, I want it to be sprinkles on top.
You know, as far as action films go,
yeah,
one of my favorite is Haywire with Gina Carano and Ewan McGregor.
Fuck yeah, man, that was a great film, and I still don't know why we never got a sequel. It made its money.
True, and then you have Salt, which was originally written for a man, but that particular man decided he wanted to go and make a comedy film, combining comedy with action.
Don't hold back. Say who it is.
And so, that's the main man himself. It would be, and now I just lost his name in my head. That would be,
if only we had technology that we could hold in our hand to look shit up while we're trying to figure it out. I don't know, man.
Poor Keith and I have the same problem.
I know so much stuff that I have in my head, and I can't, I can't remember everything all the time. I have a brother to do that. Tom Cruise turned that film down.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
And
he went to do Night and Day.
And he decided, you know what? Why don't you just rewrite it for a woman? That was his idea going out the door.
And it worked. It worked. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I'm not a big fan of what's her name, but that was a damn good film. Yeah, I met her, because Brad Pitt is from Springfield, okay, and I've worked with Brad and his brother Doug, but I was out shopping twice. 2 times I went shopping. I met his women. First time I was grocery shopping, and I looked up and there's Jennifer Aniston, and I'm like, huh. She shops at Price Cutter. Okay. And then I ran into one of the shops. It was one of the gift shops or sell specialty stuff, and I saw Angelina Jolie. And I think I followed her for a minute just to make sure it was really her.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm like, holy shit, that is her. She's actually shopping in Springfield, Missouri.
I mean, I liked her in Tomb Raider. I have to say that.
No, Tomb Raider 1 and 2 I enjoyed both those films.
Yeah.
Anima, are you coming back on camera?
I love those eyes, by the way.
The cat's got her.
It's really funny. People say that the photo there she's got is like Come Hither. And I'm like, no, that is not Come Hither.
No.
Come Hither has a very specific look.
It depends on what you like.
And Jim Woodward, Jim, you've seen this face. That's the Come Hither look.
That's not. Yeah, see, it depends on what you like. I say again.
Seriously, I come back and what I see is this photo, Gerry.
Yeah, well, he commented.
So sorry.
Baron commented on your photo of your eyes. I said, those are not Come Hither eyes. Those are Come Hither eyes. Say, come on, baby. Yeah,
if you're bored.
Hey, Gerry. I have an idea.
I just said they were lovely eyes. I didn't say Come Hither. Gary's the one saying that.
You should contact your old teacher and exchange that picture for the one from Paris.
Oh, that's gone, dude. That was gone like 35 years ago. It looks like we got Gap After Dark. Gap is here. Gap is also the gap that was previously known as the gap between my teeth. And we have Alex Moore, Tree Rock Creations, Azrael Ducks or Dukes. Keely Chow is here. The amazing Keely Chow is here.
Yes. Hey, Keely.
Hey, good to see you. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I've had fun with this show. God, Jim, it was so fun to have you and Mikey on there. Even though Mikey was,
I've enjoyed it.
Got to have you back. It's just so fun, like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
This is what we do for a show. We just sit. We talk about pop culture. What movie did you and I go see with the kids? What was that?
Oh Lord, what was it? I don't even remember.
It was back in 2016, 2017. And
I came back from Germany in 18.
18. So then it was early 18. So we went to see the movie, and
it was like March, April timeframe.
Yeah, just had such a good time. That was I just want to do it again one day. Although my daughter,
the fun was just getting together and doing all that.
Yeah, my daughter's all grown up now.
I just want to comment on Bill Barkley's comment on there. I was going to say it earlier, but Chris Berry was in Tomb Raider films. He did a great job. He was the anti-Rimmer in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love when he grabbed that shotgun. It's like, oh.
Tomb Raider is a good movie. Unfortunately, they just didn't do what they needed to do to keep everything going with that. And the second film didn't really help matters. But the big thing, though, was they had
Daniel
some really
Craig
great.
Was in the second.
Actually, Daniel Craig was in the first one.
Yeah, Daniel was in the first one. He did good.
Oh.
And they couldn't keep a lot of the male talent that they had going through there because both films had some incredible lead male talent that would go on to lead some really big movies afterwards.
Yeah, the actual lead there was in the Tomb Raiders was the woman.
Yes, yes.
So you see what happens when there's a woman lead and all the men jump ship. I'm just saying.
They go on to bigger and better things. I mean,
to go on to other things where they can be the center of attention again.
Well, Daniel Craig really wasn't a leading man when he did that film. He was there.
I don't think he was good enough then. No.
But as soon
is somebody going back to Red Dwarf here? Is that what I'm seeing? Ace Rimmer?
Yeah.
All I gotta say to Doss, all I gotta say to Doss Wolfen is, what a guy.
We are at the end. It's coming up on the 2-hour mark. Jim, I'm so glad you survived the show.
Well, I mean, so far, for all you know, I'll be going and opening a vein after this.
But we do stick around for a little bit after the show. Anybody who wants to join the show, I'm going to send the invite, copy to clipboard, and I am going to send it to the members group. So if you guys want to join, where's members? There we go, PCM members. I hear somebody laughing, so somebody wrote something funny.
Kid is laughing, I think, to this chat.
I don't know why, but now I want a revenge film of Jolie playing the daughter of John Voight's character.
I didn't want that, and now I do. Now that I've seen that, I totally want to see that movie.
I was laughing about Penny's comment about Baron.
I've asked him that, Penny. I've asked him. Oh, there's John.
Sneak in.
I guess
second.
Hi, John.
He wants me to do Santa, so I think I have to do it.
And here is Monkey Jeebus. Thank you. Come again.
How's it go? You believe in Santa, and then you don't believe in Santa, and then you become Santa.
Yeah.
That's the way
my dad
I'm
was a Santa.
atheist Santa.
Because when are we doing the after show live, Gerry?
We're gonna
evil
Start
Santa.
I'm going to say bye to everybody here and play us out with our outro. But if you want to join chat, you're more than welcome to. Once again, this was Keith and me last weekend. We had a blast at the show, being the media coverage and, of course, me being an artist there. Drop Kitty Bear comment just for a second so you see the artwork on the table. Martin?
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Thank you. And like I said, if you like any of that artwork and want to see more of that artwork, get a hold of Keith. He has all the art prints. We're going to do more. You guys are welcome to order through him. He's going to send things out in poster tubes, so it'll be protected. Also, just remember, when you go to the bathroom on a ground floor or second floor, you might have to watch out for this. Is that how you poop? Cool. I'm going to keep that. Hey, you got that painting. Holy shit, that's one of my paintings. Acrylic on illustration board. I forgot whatever happened to that painting.
Hey, Tommy's
your brother got 2 of my or 3 of my paintings. He got Worf, Picard, and Data. Bill Woodward did.
We have Tom.
Tom, you ought to come into the after show.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go in the after show, Tom. There you go. I can't say it though, Tom. I can't say it because it's not a new series. It's a revival series.
No, he's talking about the movie Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
Even though I don't laugh at everything on that show, I do enjoy it. I love what they're doing, bringing it back. My favorite is the 40-plus-year-old Beavis and Butthead. That is the funny part of the show. Absolutely the best.
One last thing about all the artwork and stuff. Not every print is the same size.
Just like dicks.
I wouldn't know.
How did we get that? It was like a normal conversation there for a few moments, and then all of a sudden,
and then Gerry did his thing.
Go that way.
Jim, one thing you have to know: I came to this show to break up the sausage party, and it did not work.
No, it's totally broken up. Yeah.
So here you go, Jim. Here you go, Jim. This face I know you know because you were there for that day.
Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
And this is Mirror Universe version.
No, that is gay Hans Gruber.
What's gay Hans Gruber?
See?
Hans Gruber. I would like it in my back door, bitte.
As I was going to say, the Bruce Campbell print that's on the table is actually a different size than all the other prints that we offer. Okay? That's all.
Yep. And if
see you again
want
with the series. So it's your turn, Gerry.
It's $20 if you want the artwork framed, but you're also going to be paying higher shipping for it. My suggestion is if you want the artwork, art prints, just go ahead and order from Keith. Have them send them to you in a tube. It'll be a lot cheaper. So anyway, love you guys. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I love my panel. especially this young lady right here. She's amazing. She rocks on my boat, or as Steve, what's his name, from high school that played basketball would say, and you might remember this one, Jim. She's what freaks my doogie. You remember that from high school? Whatever freaks your doogie. No, you don't remember that. Okay. And in the immortal words of Captain Picardo, let's make it happen. Fuck you guys. Everybody have a great day. All right, stick around, guys, for the after show. Boom.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Y'all come